Welcome back. This is the first video of week 2, and in this video we're going to talk about two very fun, interesting ways that in Chinese you can make something feel light or lighthearted or say briefly. And the first one is reduplication and the other one is yíxià, which we'll talk about in the next segment. I'm going to read a quote directly from All Set Learning's website. I think they said it well. They said, "One of the fun things about Chinese is that when speaking, you can repeat a verb to express a little bit or briefly. This is called reduplication. It creates a casual tone and a sense that whatever the action is, it's not going to take long." Again, that's from All Set Learning. So we're going to go over reduplication in a minute. I just want to make a point before we jump in that we do have doubling or reduplication in English, but it means something different. It means something like the real thing or the actual thing or a more pure thing when we want to clarify is what we're talking about. For example, I might say, if someone says, do you want this orange one? And I say, no, I want the orange one, not that reddish orange one. Does that make sense? It's like the truly orange one. Or if I want to talk about how cold it is during the winter, I might say, today it is cold. Like it's actually cold. This is not like cold in the fall. This is like true cold. And there are many other examples of that, but that it has a different meaning. In English, okay, back to Chinese, it makes a light, casual feeling, and it's super common. The construction is verb, just say it to say it twice, or to put the number 1 in there, and that has the same effect. So you can do it with that or without it. So here, this is the first example. 你过来看看吧. 你过来看看吧. That means you come over and see. So we have 看看. Often in reduplication, if without the e especially, the second one will have to be a neutral tone. So 你过来看看吧. 你过来看看. So you can come over and have a see, have a look. So it kind of feels like kind of casual, like come on and see, take a look around, check this out, that kind of feeling. Here we have it with the e there. We have this is a super common phrase, super common. 我想想. 我想一想. 想 here means not to want, but to think. So I'll have a think. I'll think for a bit. 我想一想. 我想想. Without the e is fine too. Here's another example. 你听听我的故事吧. 你听听我的故事吧. You listen my story. So listen to my story. So listen for a moment to my story. Or stop talking. Actually listen to my story. I might say that to my children if I'm trying to tell them a story and they're interrupting. 你听听我的故事吧. You haven't listened to my story. How about how? You can do that. So that's some examples of it. If you want to say like past tense, that an action has been completed, but you also want to use reduplication, you can say, you put the la. I do not. I had an extra la here in my sentence. We'll just take that away. 我想了想就懂. No, that wasn't an extra la. That was right. It was just, I don't know what I'm talking about. Here we go. It's late at night where I am, and I guess I'm getting tired. 我想了. It's not late at night, but for a guy with little young kids, it feels late. 我想了想就懂了. I think a bit. 就懂了, and then immediately or right away understood. 懂 means to understand. Well, I thought about it for a second, and then I understood right away. 我想了想就知道. So it's verb la verb. That's how you make that into like a completed action thing. And then also I wanted to point out that if the verb is a 2-syllable verb, then you use the AB pattern rather than AABB. For example, if the verb is 休息, so we go 休息 and then we say it again. 休息休息 休息休息 你休息休息吧. 你休息休息吧。你休息休息吧。休息 means to rest. So if I want to tell somebody, rest a while, 你休息休息吧. Have a rest, chill out. Then I can say it's to duplicate a two-syllable word. You go AB. Now you might have thought like, duh, I'm just redoubling it. But there are other cases in Chinese when you do use reduplication and it's a different pattern, where it's like AABB, but not here. Or sometimes it's AAB, but here it's just AB. Just repeat the whole thing again. 你休息休息吧. So that's reduplication. It's a lot of fun. In the next video, we're going to talk about something that means the same thing. It's just a different way. It's verb yíxià. See you in a sec. Hey, here we're going to talk about another way to have the same effect as reduplication of verbs, and that is to say a verb plus yíxià. And yíxià is kind of like, almost has a feeling like a moment or like a swipe or something. Just kind of like a yíxià, just in a little bit, or exactly the same feeling as the reduplication of verbs. So here are some examples. 等一下我马上就到了. 等一下 means wait a moment. You could also say 等等, same thing, or 等一等. 等一下我马上就到了. Very common in China that you'll hear somebody who's in service say, like who's serving you, to say, wait for a moment, I'll be right with you. 稍, they'll say 稍等. 稍 makes it even feel like it's a less time, because 稍 means kind of like minute. 稍等一下. And it's also very common if when people are being expressive that they'll add a ha at the end of the phrase to be like 稍等一下 ha. Just a moment, ha, I'll be right there. 稍等一下 ha. Another fun thing about Chinese culture here is 我马上就到了. This literally means I immediately 就到了. So I'll be right there. I immediately 就 is kind of means like it'll be very quick. 我马上就到了. But the funny thing about the word 马上 or you can say it with or without the fourth tone, 马上 or 马上. It means immediately, literally, like that's what you would see in the dictionary right away, immediately. But when a Chinese person says 马上, it doesn't necessarily, it isn't what a Westerner thinks of as immediately. It could be like, it could be half an hour sometimes. If I'm on a bus and the bus is waiting to start its journey, it still hasn't started yet, and people are filling up, I might ask the driver, hey, when are we leaving? And he'll say, 马上. But that sometimes it almost feels to me like some Chinese people, when they say 马上, it doesn't actually mean anything. It's just kind of like, I'm trying to give you the feeling like it's going to be quick, but it doesn't actually mean a certain amount of time or immediately. Anyway, that's just fun things about Chinese culture. 马上 doesn't always have the same feeling as the English word immediately. All right, 你试一下. This is very, very common. 你试一下. And 试 means to try. So try一下. Try一下, 你试一下. Give it a try. And then, I've got something in my throat here. Okay. Excuse me. 他看了一下. She 看了. Okay, this is past tense, or I shouldn't say past tense. It's not accurate. Completed action. 他看了一下. 就走了. She looked for a moment. She looked a little, and then left right away. Excuse me. 他看了一下就走了. That's how it looks if it's in completed action form with the la. You put the la between the 看 and 一下. 看了一下. The verb and 一下. 我考虑一下. This is a very common phrase when you're shopping or you're thinking about anything, really. 考虑 means to consider. So if a shopkeeper is trying to sell you something, would you like it? You say 我考虑一下. I'll think about it. Means I'll think about it. I might go over and look at something else. 我考虑一下. Or I'm going to say no, but I don't want to tell you no, so I'll just say I'm going to think about it. 我考虑一下. So that is 一下. So two fun ways to have the exact same feeling and it's super common, like super ubiquitous in Chinese. And so have fun with those, get to learn them. You'll hear them a lot when you interact in the Chinese world. And they're just so much a part of everyday speech, super common. Keep on going, you are doing awesome. I hope you are learning and having a good time.